throne in a room and having nothing to do with drums, and I put the throne at a height where I just felt comfortable sitting. I kind of feel like sometimes people, they sit really high or they sit really low and they don't know why they're doing this, and so like I set my throne at an area where I felt just comfortable sitting and went, okay, this feels good. And then the next thing I did was set up the snare drum. Now with the snare drum, I made sure that I had really good access to the instrument. So that means that if I needed to play a rim shot with either hand, left hand, that I could do that. A lot of young players, they get their drum set, and we were all that guy when we were kids. Our parents didn't know anything about how to set up drums. We got the drums from a music store or wherever, and I got mine off of like one of those nickel papers, the traders. I used to love those. I used to sit and circle drum sets in those in the trading magazines, and that's where I got my first couple drum sets. And but your parents don't know what you're doing. You don't know what you're doing. So a lot of times people will set up their snare drum too low, and that changes the options you have for techniques. If it's too low, you got to get your thumbs on top and get down below here, and it just starts in a really terrible technique situation. So I made sure that I had my snare drum in a really playable situation where I could play rim shots. What I was playing on the snare drum, I had full access to the instrument. This is an interesting track. It's a 12/8 Afro-Cuban. It's like they call it a Mingo track. It's a more funky interpretation. I'm going to play the track, and then I'm going to talk about some of the elements that I played from there. So I guess we've got some of the track and you've got some of the drums, so hopefully the mix is decent for us.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.